and there's a way where, like Judith sees. So let's see if we can, yeah. So just exploring those subtleties, because it's like one, there's just like seeing just happens, kind of like it's just inherent in the senses are just doing their thing and seeing happens.
Yes.
And there's another, there's a little bit of effort and some, And, both have their place in a way. It's not the one that's better than the other, but just recognizing.
I get what you say, Isaac.
Yeah. And then just on the receiving end, wow, it makes a difference to how it feels in me when it's just like this. It's, So resting like this, at least to me, it feels like much more subtle layers become visible. It's vulnerable, it's raw, it's, it's kind of like, I think all of us find ourselves in certain dynamics, and like that, when a dynamic's kind of persistent in a way, it's interesting to just see where something in us is participating, usually never consciously. It's very easy to see the other side, but it's not always easy to see just how our system has an opportunity there, and usually it's very tricky to take it. So I don't know if it's helpful, but that's what came on my screen, so I just bring it here.
Yes.
And it's just from the perspective of seeing that something in us, usually it's never conscious. It's so far, it's just like, but the fact that it keeps repeating, it's like there's, at least in my experience, there's always something happening at some level. I mean, I've seen it with the kids, like a dynamic would play for years, and then when something would soften in me, man, then something was could meet in a different way. Yeah. Thanks so much for hearing me so sweetly.
Brings tears.
Yeah. Sweetheart. It's so beautiful to surf this in connection with.
Yes.
Yeah. No right, no wrong, no good, no bad, just a willingness. Nothing has to be different. Just as we become aware, it changes by itself. Yeah. It's an okay place for you to leave it, Judith?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Isaac.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, Isaac.
Hey, Eva. This is the garden in France.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you...
I'm curious what you sense when we rest like this. Just there's lots of little movements and lots of information, and yeah, just it's lovely to. I like just allowing itself to explore like this. How is it for you? Just what are you touching? What are you sensing?
Yeah, it's really good, and it just feels like a lot of it, a lot of information is there, on the human level also, like just a lot of, and I can't really make any sense of it. It's just all,
Yeah, just flowing through. Yeah, that's
yeah,
good. Yeah, that's good. And it keeps, adjusting itself and exploring. It's just like, so it's learning in its truest form, in my view. Yeah.
yeah. Because what I'm feeling is, now I don't have effort to try to kind of like hide it, or make any sense out of it. It can be even more there, and it can just, because I feel so safe with showing it somehow. Like I feel I can just let
Yeah.
it, that,
That
yeah,
it, yeah.
and that feels really
That's
good.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that it feels more and more that I, whereas before I felt a lot of having to hold back, or
Yeah.
make it pretty or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
And
that's
that
not there
makes a
anymore.
big
Yeah.
difference. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. It's fantastic.
it's so
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, it's really
Yeah.
um, free and
Yeah.
real. And then I feel so much more connected.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
And there is always this idea of where that idea came from having to contain somehow what comes up, which is not really possible anyway, I guess, but is because it would be too much for the other person, like it would be,
Yeah.
and maybe for some it would be, but I know for some, yeah, exactly, it doesn't really matter. It's there
Mm.
anyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's usually, that is how I experience it. It's a gift if you can, if someone shows everything, at least to me, for me,
Mm.
it's, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are you well?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's just yeah. Oh,
The at the moment, my belly is really full. Micah
mm.
made an apple cake, and I ate a
Ah.
quarter of it.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Monica would like to speak.
Monica is...
Hello, Isaac. Can you see
Hi,
me and
Monica.
hear me?
Yes, I do. I see you. Can you see me?
Yes.
Okay.
Um, I don't know where I can begin. But the thing is that I'm very shocked a little bit and confused, and I want to talk with you a little bit about awakening, because I thought awakening is something like, that there's just one, we are one, and there's no judging. But now I noticed different positions and different experiences I have, and I'm very puzzled. Can you say a little bit to that? Sorry to ask you.
I mean, it's like, in one way, that which is awake is always awake. That awareness is here and it's always awake. There's no one that wakes up. There's just the recognition of what has always been awake. And the personality is always, how can I say, it's carrying old information and it plays in funny ways. And, it's like, and until it's seen, it just has no choice. It's just going to do that thing. So, you know, it's not much to say about it.
No, for you.
We can, we can take it personally, but yeah, I don't know if it's, you know, just, yeah.
Yeah, but when there is awakening for a consciousness like you or other, could there be also personal things? You know what I mean? I don't get it.
It's put it like this. It's like out of nowhere, an activation can happen.
Mm-hmm.
And from the perspective of that activation, it feels as if there's someone there who has a position, like all that stuff, you know. And then that sometimes it starts to, how could I say, get caught up in its own loop.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe with luck it gets seen this lifetime, or maybe we have to wait till the next lifetime. Who knows?
Oh,
It's like
oh God.
so, but what to do? You know, it's just like that's how life plays. It seems it's not. I
Not
don't think
personal.
anybody. I don't think anybody does it on purpose. It's just,
Yeah. But for my system, it feels very personal when some
uh,
judging from um, awakening perspective. You know what I mean? And
you know what? That which is awake would never judge. It's just the personality that would judge, or some kind of,
yeah,
you know.
but I have a little bit different Vorstellung. I thought it would be a little bit like a holy man. You know what I mean? When you awaken, you are holy, and love, peace, and connection, all that, and no judgment and no so personal things, emotional arouses, and so on. But now I have
not my experience. I see some of the, you
yeah.
know.
See also.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you know, it's like, and so you know, for me, I just watch to see where something in me gets touched and wants to take a position and stuff like that, because yeah, to have a position about a position, then there's just two positions. So
Yeah. Yeah, I'm astonished about that. That you are how you are answer about the comments which are coming under your post. You know what I mean? Always
yeah.
very yeah, very lovely and very neutral. Neutral? Yes, neutral. Yes.
Yeah, sometimes a touch happens, but then you know what
Yeah.
to do. It's just part of being human. You know, it's not a big deal.
Yeah. Yeah.
With luck, there's a noticing that something has gotten, you know, it's like narrow or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's hard for me because Muji and so on is on the throne, you know, and he's a holy one. He is this guru, Sadguru, and so on. And you think that's awakening, but now I think, okay, no, you are not
You know, it's like
protected from.
in a way, it's easy to play that way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you play that game in a certain sense, but I don't know if that's so useful. It's, I think, you know, it's like to let our humanness show is very useful, and then, but not to stop there and just to really start to inquire deeper, because I don't think there's an end to this journey. I don't think anybody comes where there's maybe 1 in a billion people come to where nothing left, but Yeah. So, you know, I don't have any idea about how I should be. I can tell, something can tell when something isn't true to my heart. But that's all. And then I can just inquire there, or I can, you know, or something can kind of dig in there and take a position, and, you know, until it sees, it goes, wait a second, wait, that's not, you know, it's like something has gone a little narrow or something.
Yeah, a little narrow, yeah.
Or very narrow.
Oh, very narrow. Yeah, it's like as I learned to know you last year, you know, on Pentecost, all my systems are breaking down inside me. All my was heißt Moment?
Ideas, yeah.
Ideas, and
Yeah.
more and more and more and more and more they break down totally. Yes.
Yeah. Which is lovely, huh? Because you know, we don't have to carry them anymore then. Yeah. Oh, that is a nice idea.
That's a good perspective. I love your humor. So great. Yeah. But do you see do you see a way to get in a coherence, in a hard coherence, or to build a bridge? Because I told you I see no opportunity. I see no possibility when people are so narrow. I don't know how.
You know, it's like I'm not in the bridge building business.
Okay. But I'm a bridge.
And what I mean by that is, yeah, you know, it's like positions happen, and I can notice that it's painful. And something can, yeah, I don't know, you know, sometimes it appears that there's an interest to bring it to peace, and sometimes it's just not the time then. And so if I'm in the bridge building business, then I'm going to be unhappy when it doesn't feel like there's an openness.
Yeah.
But if
it's my position at the moment. So I let it go, and I yes.
Yeah, and you know, and it's funny because, yeah, I see that when there's nothing coming from this side, it's the easiest chance that something relaxes. But when something in me wants them to see something, oh, it makes it very difficult for seeing to happen for any. So that's something I've noticed. You know, it's like it's. So yeah, it's okay. You know, I can.
Yeah. Yeah, one part in me don't like unjustified. Not yes. And when I read the comments under your post, oh, Isaac is going crazy and so on, then I think they should come in the online meeting, or you know, we're not talking the whole time about your or mine or conspiracy theories. We do other things, but you know what I mean.
You know, Facebook is just that kind of a playground in a way. It's a chance there to, you know, and it's like, from my side, it's like there's so many different perspectives. And so in a way, I like to put information out in the sense it's to me, and it's more like just to watch and see, okay, and here we are. And it's like, it's so much bigger than us. From a certain perspective, like when I look and see, like this life is living itself, and there's a little sense of I that thinks it's steering it, but it's not. It's just an appearance. And so this, like this great intelligence is running the whole universe. I mean, and is literally breathing every single being, and is keeping everything doing its dance. And then to think, I know how, it's like, I see, it's just crazy in a way. And at the same time, it's like, if you step out on the road and there's a car coming, you try and step out the way if you can. And
Yes.
so we're here in this funny time where it looks like this, like the world has gone crazy, like this whole reporting about the corona and everything like that. Clearly, it's to my view anyway, it's out of proportion. It's like, it's like, and so, okay, what's really happening there? Who's, like, so curiosity, what's going on here? There's so many backstories, who knows, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But it's, it's, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope I I let it go. I let it go, and yeah.
Somehow, this body was born to a Jewish mother, which, so, and there were quite a few people in my lineage that got wiped out in the concentration camps and stuff like that. So, and and then growing up in South Africa and watching kind of the whole funny racist dance that was happening in South Africa, and then kind of playing with this inquiry: could I be standing in front of a grave holding my baby and be willing to be shot? Like just playing in my mind with that image and seeing, wow, I wonder, it's like, it's easy to get into fear and hate and all that, but on the other side is, it's like, okay, can I find that aspect in me that would be on the other side, holding the gun and shooting people?
Okay.
Yeah, so in some sense we have all of it inside of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so it's just, in a way, there's such a habit to want to disown aspects of life and be holy or something like that. But on the other, it's just like, yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's so interesting at the moment on the internet. There's all these people that believe that there's this cabal of people that have been, I mean, we know that, when wars have happened, that there's been countries that have given weapons to both sides, and bankers have given money to both sides, and people have. I mean, this, we know that this happens. That's not conspiracy theory. I think that's fact. Yeah.
But now at the moment, everything is conspiracy theory.
Yeah, in a way, but it's that calling it conspiracy theory is just like, look, we realize that there's so many things going on beyond what the mainstream media is telling us, what people believe because of being subject to the mainstream media and being dumbed down. This. When you look at the school system, it doesn't educate people. It actually makes machines. It doesn't allow people to think properly. And so there's a lot of things going on that kind of keeping people a bit not able to see clearly, because also this fluoride in water also damages the capacity to see clearly. And yet it's been put in the water everywhere. It's crazy. So a lot of, and so many levels, funny stuff going on.
Yeah, funny. Yeah. And
yeah.
for me,
so it's, to me, that's not theory. We can see it. I mean, you can have a look and see, okay, what effect does fluoride have on the brain? And some people say it's good for the teeth, they say, but it's like, wow, what else does it do? And it's actually considered a neurotoxin. Why are we putting it in the water? It's a bit crazy, actually.
Yeah, but that had happened, but now it's so, I don't know what, like a scissor, like a sword. There are the sleeping sheeps, and there are the conspiracy theoretics, and it's a immense. Before it was there, but not so strong. You know what I mean? It was not so. And now there are coming laws about when you should come, about when you put a thumb on a post, and you are criminal. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I read this, that they want to cut it down. That is crazy.
It's crazy. It is crazy. You can see it. So anyway, we're living in interesting times.
Interesting times.
And but what I see is also it's like there is so much happening. It's like I think in not even 20 years from now, with the speed that technology is advancing, like this capacity for quantum computing and artificial intelligence, life will look completely different to what we know now in a very short time. It's happening so quickly. I was watching an interview with Elon Musk, where he is saying, like, artificial intelligence will be so much quicker and will be able to actually, you will not be able to tell the difference between a person and artificial intelligence anymore.
Oh, okay.
So, there's this test called the Turing test where, you can download somebody's information, you'll be able to, and you will not be able to tell the difference between that downloaded information and yourself. So, and he's saying, he's been advising and asking, that this goes slower and that but it's impossible to stop it. He said, "There's no way to stop it. It's moving so quickly." So most people are not aware of that kind of stuff. I think a few people are, but that's happening, and it's similar in a way, to when, like, suddenly there were dinosaurs around for hundreds of millions of years, and suddenly they were gone. And then that gave the chance for human beings to, who knows what comes next? Maybe this great intelligence that's spinning every atom and, actually the blueprint for all life forms is now moving into the direction of AI, which isn't, and if you can't tell the difference between consciousness of an AI and consciousness of a person, maybe that's the next step, who knows? We don't know.
Yes, I saw a television, was heißt Sendung, a television part about this theme, that in future they are developing. There is a human, was heißt künstlich, a KI and human, so that you can program your illness out of that, you know what I mean? Or you can program your information into another body, and so you have 5 bodies or so in
all this stuff.
Like a holodeck a little bit,
Yeah, we don't know where it's going. We just don't know. We can
Crazy.
Watch and go, wow, and it's just, it's amazing what's going on, and we can get worried about it, but in the sense of recognizing that which is aware is untouched by any of this movie. It's not touched. It's beyond the movie. So.
Yeah, that is what you was heißt Vorteil, advantage is. You know it. I must believe it, perhaps.
If you just look deeply, you see, look, there's like, to use an analogy, I can build a home and then I have inside space and outside space. And maybe that home lasts for 1,000 years. But then when the home finally falls down and there's the inside space and the outside space, they one, and they never were separate. It was just, so there's like this expression called you, Monica, and but it's that great intelligence that's expressing as Monica. Yeah, and so the expression that can come and go, and that's changing every second, and nothing to hold on to there. But the awareness, we can't say what it is, but that's not. Yeah, it's just. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. It's very helpful for me, this conversation. Thank you, Isaac.
Katerina,
Yeah, hi. Hi, Isaac.
Hi.
Can you see me?
I see you. Do you see me?
Yeah, I do. Of course.
Fantastic. what's beyond the movie of thoughts and feelings, and what's that? I mean, those things, they're entertaining, and they, you know, like, I mean, in a sense, it's like, we're busy with that stuff.
Yeah. I've actually come to this point that I really wish to drop, and yeah.
Yeah, and then don't even hold on to that, you know. It's like that comes and great, got it. Because if you hold on to wanting to drop, then you haven't dropped in a way.
Yeah, I'm so tired of thinking about how to make the best out of my life. It's just
Yeah, that's a lot of work. Huh?
yeah.
And just here now, no thought. I mean, even the thought comes, there's something that's aware, yeah? Beyond the I, beyond best, beyond my life, beyond everything, yeah?
Your smile is so sweet.
Thank you. Bye, Ina.
Huh?
Ina just sent a message that caught my eye. Just she's saying goodbye. She has to go. So I said goodbye to her.
Yeah.
Yeah. How's it to rest?
It's so good.
It's so good. Yeah, it's true. It's so good.
Yeah, it allows to feel the body, and just this already is
Yeah. Yeah.
a gift.
Yeah.
And then it allows to perceive that this strange, this strange, like this, there's this body, and then I perceive you in your body, and the distance, and in this frame, in my computer. Oh God.
Yeah.
But actually the field is so strong. When we started the meeting, or when we meet in Hamburg, is giving or providing so much peace to connect this way.
Yeah.
And I'm actually so lost at the moment. I feel so
No. This moment now.
No, this moment not. You're right.
Don't go to the past. Yeah.
I'm not. Help.
Yeah, right. Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's the news.
Yeah, beauty. Yeah, then love loves itself. Yeah. Simple.
Yeah. Why then does it always want to jump, you know?
I don't know if we can ever answer that question. Even for one moment of this lifetime, we see that it's not necessary, that it's not real, that jumping. If you see that even one time for 1 millisecond, that's such grace, yeah.
Love you.
Big love. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Esther would like to speak.
Oh, hey, Esther.
Hey, Isaac. What? Yes.
Yeah, you can see me?
Yeah.
Cool.
How are you?
Wow. I never know how to answer that question. I'm not sure what, I mean, it's, you know, it's like, it's a sweet question, but it's like, wow, I don't know what to refer to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can understand.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, like the system can be activated or not, you know, there can be aches and pains, and but how I am, how awareness is, it doesn't know how to answer. How are you?
Yeah, actually, you can only answer what's feeling in the system or the body at the moment or in the mind.
Yeah. And then to think that means something about you. That's...
Yeah. I can sense here. Yeah, I call it. I don't know the English word, like short circuit in my nervous system.
Oh.
So it's like that, and then I thought I was over that. And I know that then I only can make trouble with everyone. Must be something with a big touch, or I don't know.
Maybe it's Mercury's fault.
Sorry?
Maybe it's Mercury or Jupiter or something.
Yeah, and then I see it's just not possible to be with it or to be to acquire it, and then I only can numb it, you know, or run away.
Yeah, you know, that's one way of speaking, yeah?
How do you mean it?
if you were the sky, and there was a thunderstorm going on, huge thunderstorm, lightning and you were the sky, and someone asked you, "How are you?" Would you answer as the sky? Would you answer as the weather? Would you answer as the lightning?
Maybe don't answer.
Yeah, that's a good answer.
But every answer is, in a way,
Just
creating
an
more
answer.
confusion.
Exactly. And again, nothing wrong with confusion, you know. It's like, who'd be...
Quite uncomfortable.
Yeah, it is. It's a drag in a way,
But so you want to rest with me for a moment and with this thunderstorm and kind of stuff in me, or this system? Maybe we can lock down the thunderstorms.
What's it like not to have to do anything? Not change anything, not do anything, not get anywhere, not achieve anything.
Yeah, it's a part of me what I'm not used to show. To be received with And then the movement is there, that it wants to, it's long to be met, and at the same time don't come too close, you know.
Yeah, how beautiful. It's enough to drive anyone crazy. It's enough to drive anyone to think, say, someone crazy. Best not to think you're someone, eh?
Yeah, I was, yesterday trying to meet it during a bike tour, and then I felt every time like it feels like kind of dropping in and out again. You know, it's just. But okay, I'm sitting here now with you in the group.
Okay, sweet Esther.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Isaac.
Good. How could you describe?
Yeah, there is this deep silence, and in the body there's a lot of energy. So I became more aware of the body sitting with you.
Hmm.
And it's so beautiful just resting together.
Hmm. Beauty. Thank you, Gret.
Thank you, Isaac.
Hi, Isaac.
Sylvie,
Hi.
I see you. When you look in my eyes, what do you see?
Nothing.
Nothing, seeing nothing. Yeah.
Total acceptation. Love. And what do you see?
I see nothing recognizing itself.
Isaac, can you tune in on this life fear in my system?
Just giving it as much space as it wants. Just here. It can be here. Whatever it is. And when it has space to be, is it a vibration? Is it what is it? Just
Yes, it is just a vibration, and I get an image that I want to
that I want to stop. I want to stop everything. And
Yeah.
it brings,
Or control it, or control everything.
yes, that is, yeah.
Yeah, and so just to notice that, yeah. And then, you know, it's like, maybe it's useful, maybe not. In your ancestry, in your mom and your dad's side, was there, did that wanting to control play in either of them or in both of them?
Yes, I think the whole generation.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that was it. Just you could see an orientation and a conditioning that, you know, so it's like somehow you can give it back to them. You don't need it.
Yes, but there's no end. And I hear again, I don't want to be here. And I've seen this so many times, but it's just not coming to an end.
Yeah, it might not. It might not. So just go here and just resting here. And then, so this wanting to control, what's underneath?
Yeah, there's fear, not wanting to be hurt.
Okay, yeah. So just
Protecting my heart. I get an image of protecting my heart. Yes.
Oh, beautiful. So you can see it's innocent. It wants to protect your heart.
Yeah.
And how does it try to do that?
Keeping everything away.
Keeping everything away, and does the heart feel protected then?
Yes. Yeah, but the system works like this.
Yeah, it's funny in a way.
Yeah, you're hurting your own. Yeah.
It doesn't want to be alone, so it pushes everyone away.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it doesn't work anyway, you know.
Yeah, I know. And man.
So, you know, how many times we have to look at it doesn't matter. Every time we look at it, it gets funnier and funnier.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
That's all, yeah. So how much are you allowed to love me, Sylvie?
I'm sorry, how much allowed?
How much are you allowed to love me?
Oh, I love you so much. Oh. Yeah.
So then your heart can just overflow, yeah? And now it's not afraid to love.
Yeah.
How come? So easy.
Yes, it is easy. Yeah.
Crazy, yeah?
Yeah.
So easy.
It's maybe a weird question, but somehow I want to hear it from you. I don't know why, but do you think my system is ready for bigger things?
Wow. It's an interesting question. It's like, why measure that by the system?
I don't know, because there are things happening. There are things happening now in my life.
Yeah, they're happening by themselves.
Yeah,
so you don't have to worry about it.
no, that's just something in me that I think, oh, but am I ready enough? But life is pushing me this way now. So
yeah. So then just that question, am I ready? It's
just
doubt. It's
yeah,
just doubt. It's just doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's doubt. Don't entertain it. Am I ready? Is my
Yeah.
Just say thank you.
Yeah.
Much easier.
And I also recognize, I think maybe Katharina said this about wanting to organize things, and I see in my life that it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. And when life lets it happen, it's amazing what happens. So yeah, and it also seems like it doesn't want me to organize things, and it doesn't work.
It's like, it's a funny thing, it's like there was this old Jewish guy, and every night he was complaining to God, why don't you let me win the lottery? Why don't you let me win the lottery? And for 30 years this went on, and he's complaining, God, why don't you let me? And finally, a voice comes from heaven and says, meet me halfway, just buy a ticket.
But I'm sorry, I don't understand it.
Just buy a ticket. If you don't buy a ticket for the lottery, how can I let you win it?
Oh, okay, yes, right. Yeah.
But it's like this funny thing, we hear life is breathing us, life is thinking us,
Yeah.
life is living us, and interests come by themselves and leave by themselves, and seeing happens or it doesn't happen. And then life responds however it responds, and who would know how it would go, yeah?
Yeah.
It's just moment by moment, listening and watching and resting.
Enjoying.
Yeah.
Loving.
Yeah.
But most of all, seeing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, Isaac.
Thank you, Sylvie. But at this stage it doesn't. And at some points I would love to have someone to cuddle with and make love with. And we'll see if that
take
ever
a cat,
happens again.
Isaac. Take a cat.
They don't. It's a pussy, but it's not the kind.
I know. But they love to cuddle, I have a cat.
Yeah, I understand.
Loves to cuddle.
No.
She runs after me until she got her cuddling.
Where I live, we live next to a nature reserve, and we're not allowed to have any domestic animals like that, because cats kill birds, and dogs run after the little kangaroos, and so we're not allowed. But I'm also, I know the joy of having a pet, and I somehow it's not that
Mm.
I'm not at that stage.
Yeah,
at this
yeah, yeah,
point.
yeah, yeah. Also when you travel and.
Yeah, for sure. Who knows if traveling will ever happen again?
I know.
It's really not clear. Yeah.
Nobody is booking around me.
Yeah. Yeah. Australia, they now recently said no one will be allowed to leave Australia till September, October.
Whoa! I'm
Crazy.
so grateful to live in such a free country. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Within Europe, you can travel now, hey? But not.
Finland only opens the borders for neighbor countries,
Okay. Yeah.
and not Germany, and no Sweden, and that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Norway, Balticum,
Yeah.
and Denmark,
Yeah.
Iceland.
Yeah. See, Australia is bigger than all those places together.
Mm.
But even here, it's like the other day I wanted to drive up to buy a lawnmower just a little bit north, and I came to the boundary between these Queensland, and suddenly they were
Okay.
saying, "Where's your permit?"
Oi, oi, oi.
So,
Where
but I could
it's
sign.
going to.
I
Amazing.
could
Yeah.
sign. I could sign up for a permit on my phone, which is so crazy too. What difference does it make? You have a permit now, you can go crazy.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah. Dance with the flow all times. Yeah.
Enjoy this crazy sense of humor of life. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
what can you do?
Yeah. Well, it sounds beautiful what you tell about your relation.
Relating.
Wow.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Mm. Relating.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah.
So I'm interested now to bring it out of the ship, huh?
I mean, you know,
Relationship.
I can just say for me, at some point, I could see that there were a bunch of ideas that were causing a lot of difficulty in me,
Hmm.
and also in Mike. And so, so no, look, you know, trying to work it through, and I just said, no, look, I travel by myself now, and you know, you're welcome to stay in the house if you want to. You're welcome to move out if you want to. We can split our money if you like, or we can keep it together. It doesn't. None of it's important. So you just let me know what you like, and you can do what you like. You can.
Well,
We already had her. You know, she has a little place in the house. It's her space completely. I have a space. It's my space. And so
beautiful. Hmm.
yeah. So okay. We see what wants to happen.
Hmm. Hmm. Yes. Nothing else to do. No. Okay, Isaac. Again, thank you so much. Hmm.
Yeah. So.
Hmm. Ciao.
Hi, Isaac.
Hey, you.
Can you see me?
I do see you.
Yeah.
It's you.
Hi.
Mm. Thank you. Mm.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's about 1,000 kilometers away from here to the north to see
that's a little bit far. Yeah. Okay. Shall we?